Welcome, Peter. And Peter's opponent from WAMMA-Dauphin, Bergen Justice. And this is also a 6-minute time limit. No, submission only match. And we're ready to go. Enjoy.
Well, this should be a real exciting match.
Bergen trains judo a little bit with Joe Bernard out in Dauphin as well. He's primarily a WAMMA-Dauphin competitor, but he has he's picked up some of those additional skills in addition to the wrestling.
Yes, and I've rolled with Bergen several occasions. He's got a very good game. He's got long limbs and presents a challenge for me. Then again, most people present a challenge for me, Neil.
Mm-hmm. Peter looks fairly like a fairly solid build. I've not met Peter before, but he's doing a good job of fighting for the grips. Sometimes when somebody's watching jiu-jitsu, they're not sure what they're seeing. It feels like there's a bit of a game of patty cake here, but essentially once a competitor has a solid grip on their opponent's body, good arm drag attempt there from Bergen. So when they get that solid grip, typically on the head, shoulders, arms, underhooks, legs, things happen right away. So there's very little tolerance of the opponent's grip. So the grip fighting is actually a big part of the game.
Yeah, I've never rolled with Peter, but I've seen him roll on several tournaments on the Manitoba scene, and he's a very interesting grappler. He's got all sorts of interesting attacks. They're a little out of play there, but because there's a submission attempt, they're going to let them continue.
Peter just hit a good Sumageishi there, and he's looking for a Darce choke on Bergen by the looks of things. Some high action here. Referee might be getting ready to reset them positionally. Yeah, good call from Sean.
Yeah, a little break in the action. Going to reset them in the center. Peter's a father, too. He's got 3 young children, a 7, a 4, and a 3-year-old. Still finds time to train in jiu-jitsu.
So when the referee resets them there, he's resetting them in the same position. So really we were just recentering them for the sake of safety. But so Peter's looking for that same shoulder of justice attack that we saw Andrew use to good effect in the last bout. You can see the way he's driving his left shoulder into Bergen's neck and chin. That disrupts Bergen's spinal alignment and takes away a lot of his strength. Peter looking for that same Ezekiel. He switches sides, going for mother's milk, back to the shoulder justice.
Good half regard there by Bergen. Two top black belts in each of these gentlemen's corner. Alan DeVry from DST Winnipeg and James Patterson.
James is currently training in Stonewall.
Yeah, James spent some time with us in Brandon. Lots of fun for everyone that got to roll with him.
I learned a lot from him.
Nice bridge.
Yeah, Peter was looking for that Ezekiel again. So the downside of he's
got it.
The downside of the Ezekiel is that you're taking away your own posts, so you're often easier to tip. You're more vulnerable to tipping. The Ezekiel choke, what he's doing is getting his free hand. He's controlling Bergen's head with one arm, and then using the free hand of the other arm to put pressure on Bergen's neck, the throat, and the carotid artery, which is not a very pleasant experience. He's given that up. He's looking for a gift wrap position to entangle Bergen's arm around his head.
Bergen trains with Lee Fortin in Dauphin, if anyone's ever had the pleasure to roll with him. He got his blue belt a year ago, and he's very excited to get active on the local competition scene again. There's that choke again. Nice choke attempt.
So what Bergen should be working on a position like this. He does have options, but he should be bumping his hips around to try to make Peter unstable on top. There he goes. But the challenge is doing that without leaving greater openings for the attacking player on top. Good bridge attempt from Bergen. Peters seems satisfied with his top mount control. There's 1 minute left in regulation time here before our overtime segment.
He's controlling that mount pretty well. Good base.
If this does go to overtime, Bergen's going to be a lot more tired, a lot more drained going into it from having to carry Peters' weight for the duration of the round. It's not a pleasant thing to be underneath a skilled competitor like that with your arms tied up, difficulty breathing. There's the big good bridge. Bergen attempting a kipping mermaid escape there. Corner's calling for high-paced action for the last 30 seconds, trying to avert the overtime.
Yeah, trying to get a quick sub. Okay, I think we're going into our first overtime.
So the way the overtime works is that each competitor will have a chance to attack from the back, and the faster submission or escape wins.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this will be our first overtime period of the evening. So the referee's going to flip a coin, give the winner of the coin flip the option of being in back attacking control or defending position. There's a 2-minute time limit. The fastest to escape the position or the fastest to record a submission will be declared the winner of the match. We're just going to reset the timer to 2 minutes. When the timer's ready to go, we'll do the coin flip, and the first overtime period of the two will begin right away.
So Bergen wins the coin flip and elects to begin as the attacker. Peter's going to try to escape as quickly as he can while Bergen's looking for a rear strangle.
And quick escape.
13-second escape for Peter.
So, Bergen's got to beat 13 seconds. If he escapes quicker than 13 seconds, he's the winner. If it goes longer, he loses. They know they can be stopped.
So,
Congratulations with the overtime win, Peter Olchowik from DST Winnipeg. Let's hear it for those two competitors. Great match.
So up next we have Brett Jameson and Franklin Martin from Brett's from Brandon. He's a longtime member of WAMMA-Brandon. I've trained with him many, many times. He's a very strong competitor, especially a very strong top player. His opponent, Franklin from Balanced Jiu-Jitsu in Winnipeg, is, in addition to being an experienced competitor in Jiu-Jitsu, is a fairly successful and experienced judoka. So this should be a an interesting matchup of their respective styles. Brett has a very solid base, and Franklin is very good at breaking very solid bases. So I'm quite excited about this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our next